Before the pyramids, before the pharaohs, before human civilization itself, ancient Egyptians believed the universe emerged from darkness and water. But unlike many creation stories, the Egyptian myths didn't always begin with a single god. Some versions begin with masculine energy, others with feminine energy, and some suggest creation itself required both. Tonight, we explore one of humanity's oldest creation myths, a story filled with cosmic oceans, divine speech, sacred feminine power, and gods who may represent the hidden forces of reality itself. And by the end of this episode, you may begin to see why the Egyptians viewed balance as the foundation of existence. According to Egyptian mythology, before Earth existed, there was Noon, an endless dark ocean of chaos. No sky, no land, no light, only infinite water stretching forever. From this void, creation would emerge. This idea appears in multiple ancient cultures. Water often symbolized potential, the unknown, the place where life begins. And from those waters, the first divine forces arose. In one Egyptian creation story, the god Atum rises from the waters of the moon, completely alone. Atum is fascinating because many scholars interpret him as containing both masculine and feminine qualities within himself. A complete being, self-created. Some texts even describe Atum creating the next gods through his own divine essence. From Atum came Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture, and together they begin shaping reality. Notice something important here. Creation immediately becomes dual, masculine and feminine, air and moisture, balance. The Egyptians believed harmony was essential to existence, a concept known as Ma'at. Without balance, the universe would collapse into chaos. Shu and Tefnut give birth to Geb and Nut. Geb becomes the earth, Nut becomes the sky. Ancient Egyptians' art often shows Nut arching over the world covered in stars, while Geb lies below her as the land itself. And separating them is Shu, air, breath, space. The Egyptians didn't just see gods as beings, they saw them as forces of nature itself. Sky, earth, air, moisture, everything connected, everything alive. And again, creation depends on masculine and feminine forces working together, not competing but completing each other. One of the most important figures in Egyptian mythology, Isis, a goddess associated with wisdom, magic, healing, and motherhood. To many Egyptians, Isis represented divine feminine power itself, and in some stories, her intelligence surpasses even the gods. One famous myth tells how Isis secretly learns the hidden name Ra, the sun god. In Egyptian belief, knowing a being's true name meant understanding its power. This is important because it shows something unique. The feminine wasn't viewed as weak. It was feared, respected, sacred. Some historians believe Egypt gave women more social power than many other ancient civilizations, and perhaps their mythology reflects that. Another Egyptian creation story centers around Ra, the sun god. Some traditions say Ra spoke creation into existence. The world formed through divine words, light emerging from chaos. And this idea sounds surprisingly familiar. In Genesis, God says, "Let there be light." Ancient cultures separated by oceans yet sharing similar themes. Was this coincidence, shared human imagination, or fragments of a much older understanding lost in history? These are the questions that continue to fascinate people today. When you compare Egyptian mythology to other creation stories, patterns begin appearing. Hinduism speaks of masculine and feminine cosmic energy. Greek mythology pairs gods and goddesses together in creation. Genesis hints at divine plurality, and Egyptian mythology repeatedly shows balance as the key to existence. Maybe ancient civilizations understood something modern humanity forgot, that creation itself may require opposing forces working together, not domination, not separation, but balance. The Egyptian creation myth isn't just a story about gods. It's a story about emerging from chaos, about balance holding reality together, masculine and feminine, light and darkness, creation and destruction. And maybe that's why these myths still resonate thousands of years later, because deep down, humanity is still trying to understand itself, still trying to understand where we came from. And maybe the ancients were asking the same questions we ask today. What is God? What created consciousness? And why does balance seem woven into the fabric of existence itself? If you enjoyed this episode of God, Masculine or Feminine, make sure to subscribe, because next episode we dive deep into another civilization whose creation story may challenge everything you think you know about humanity's origins. And remember, the deeper you dig into ancient myths, the more connected they begin to feel. Until next time, these are my thoughts. Right or wrong, this is how I feel at this time.